I'm Phoebe, and today my friends and I will be educating you on ableist language. To understand why ableist language is so wrong, let's first go over who you're referring to when you use these slurs. The term special needs is an adjective. They are accommodations in learning or recreational spaces for those who have a physical, behavioral, or emotional disability. Remember, special needs is an adjective. It is more appropriate to refer to someone with a disability as a person with special needs rather than just special or special needs. Calling someone special needs reduces them to just a disability, which is not okay. They are a person too.
Hi there, so I will be addressing the stigmas. So first of all, what is a stigma? The word stigma comes from the Greek word mark and has now become a word that portrays negative beliefs about people with a specific characteristic. Whether you're doing this on purpose or not, ableism is, in case you did not know, the discrimination of and social prejudice against people with disabilities. Some people base this on the idea that people with typical abilities are superior. So, people with special needs have been specialized through all of history, essentially, in older generations to now. Some people believe that a person with disabilities was related to having a curse or a disease or just needing dependence and helplessness. And then some of the stigmas, discrimination, which means people make false assumptions, which makes people with special needs feel vulnerable, and they can be denied housing, jobs, etc., even though the ADA exists. Condescension, this is when they are coddled or overprotected due to others' perceptions of helplessness. Blaming, which people may be blamed for having disability or accused that their disability helps them get opportunities. Internalization, and that's when a person with disabilities may adopt beliefs that they need to feel embarrassed or ashamed of the person they are because of their disability. And then there's hate crimes. This is because they can be seen as easy targets. More often than not, the victims of physical and sexual violence are people with disabilities rather than people without disabilities. And then in the quote I included, if you take the time to read it, you can read how to adopt a stigma-free conversation and how to respect disability identity and culture. And just kind of seeing how to value somebody with disabilities and respect them more. Thank you.
Hello. The topic that I want to be discussing with you all today is the unawareness factor of people with special needs. Now, before I begin, I do want to start off by saying that the prevalency and the severity of people with special needs is an issue that I feel the United States does need to take a lot more seriously. Now, to begin, I want to start off by saying that it was reported that over 54 million Americans have some type of social, emotional, cognitive, or even physical incapability in their life. And to add to that, over 75% of those that are adults are unemployed. Now, I feel it's important to say this because there are certain inconsistencies in today's society that treat people with special needs. And that could be in a governmental sense or even in a social sense in terms of stigmas. Now, moving on to the academic school setting, it was reported by the National Center for Educated Statistics that 7.1 million, or 14% of all public schools, have students enrolled that have special needs. And to add to that, it was stated that families that have at least one family member who has special needs is reported to be living under the poverty line. Now, I say all of this information because my main goal is to hopefully change the mindset and the perspective that the everyday American may have on people with special needs. Thank you.
When a child is young, he or she may have a development delay. This is a term that means an infant or child is developing slower than normal in one or more areas. For example, he or she may not be speaking with most children of that age are. Some of the most common special needs that young children are diagnosed with are special/language delays, cognitive delays, autism spectrum disorder, and social/emotional disorder. In the first graph I provided, it talks about the special healthcare needs in a household. Based on a series of screening questions, a total of 12.8% of children under the age 18 in the United States, or about 9.4 million children, are estimated to have special healthcare needs. Children with special healthcare needs are present in 20% of the U.S. households with children. And in the second graph, it talks about children with special healthcare needs, the gender. Special healthcare needs are more prevalent in boys than girls. Among boys, 15% have special healthcare needs, compared to 10.5% of girls. This may be related to higher proportion of boys who are diagnosed with behavioral disorders.
Hello, my name is Spencer Cecil, and I would like to tell you about some of the available resources for people who have a disability, as well as some of our hopes for the future to eliminate some of the stigmas and hateful language used. The first resource I found very helpful is the National Council on Disability, and this has a lot of resources surrounding educational services, employment workshops, and many other essential resources to really help find how to get started. Another resource I found very helpful is the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, because they had information on how to not only advocate for people with special needs, but also emergency resources on how to get better with emergency management, or just how to deal with certain situations that you might not know how to. One way to really eliminate the stigmas and hateful language used is inclusion in the classroom. And according to the Journal of Community Psychology, inclusion in the classroom at a young age can help improve not only academic success, but social success with the children who may have a disability, as well as the students who are not disabled. Our hope for the future is to continue to spread awareness about how hateful language and the stigma surrounding people with special needs can truly be hurtful, and how people continue to break these boundaries. And thank you.
Remember, not every disability is visible, but the hurtful effects of ableism are.